After 10 days of speculations, the Indonesian army held a rare news conference. What many had suspected was true. Members of the special forces called Kopassus had stormed the prison and killed 4 inmates. An act of revenge after the inmates, one of them a policeman, had allegedly killed a Kopassus soldier.
The incident happened because the soldiers wanted to defend the honor of their unit. We all know that defending the honor of the Corps is the spirit of any military, but we have to admit this was not the right way.
A rare admission by the Indonesian military that members of the special forces have taken the law into their own hands and executed 4 people inside prison. An attack that has shocked the nation, and many are worried that it shows a breakdown of the rule of law in the country. The elite force Kopassus has been accused of human rights abuses in the past. The attack on the prison is seen as an example of increasing tensions between the police and military. Last month, soldiers stormed and burned down a police station in Sumatra after police had killed a soldier. The president himself, a former general, welcomes the soldiers' confessions.
These are the true soldiers, and to all Indonesians it should be clear that they are taking responsibility for their acts, and now a fair process of law has to follow.
Human rights groups have counted 87 fights between police and military in the past few years. The military was stripped of its political role when Indonesia adopted democracy. But its soldiers are still based in every city and village, some competing with police for security money and money from criminal acts.
It's outrageous what is happening right now, and if the president only says that the responsible soldiers will be dealt with, he is obviously trying to make the problem smaller. I'm really worried if this is not properly dealt with, it'll become worse.
The members of the elite forces who executed the inmates will be brought before a military court. But human rights activists who doubt the military's version of events are worried that this will mean the true story of what happened will never be revealed. Step Vasen, Al Jazeera, Jakarta.
Bambang Harimurti is the publisher of Tempo. That's a leading news magazine in Indonesia, and he joins me now via Skype from Jakarta. Bambang Harimurti, thanks very much for being on the show. Now, it's interesting that Kopassus, the special forces, have actually confessed, seeing that often they don't answer to anyone in Indonesia, from the military to the police. So why do you think they've actually made this confession?
I think they made this confession because once it's impossible to cover it up, and the second they make to get the best side of it, because the guy that is killed by them is actually also a well-known thugs that hated by the community. So they want to get something good out of this. I think that's the only way they can save themselves.
Do you think they will actually face any kind of courts or any kind of justice system?
Yes, they definitely will. The question is how long will they get the sentence? I think they are not going to get a long sentences like before.
As we saw in that report earlier, what they've basically done is take the law into their own hands. Does this signify a wider issue of them, a breakdown of law and order in the country itself?
Yes, I think, and also as mentioned earlier, there is a bigger tension between the police and the military, and especially the commando unit, because what happened is it started as a brawl in the bar. And a fight, and in the past the police always quite afraid of the military, so I guess the military doesn't like it that they think the police are now taking them on, so they want to show who's the boss.
Now, for years, they've been since they've been around, they've been accused of human rights violations, disappearances of people. They've been linked with all kinds of issues. Now that they've come out and confessed to this and there's a bit more spotlight on them, can you see that changing? Can you see that they won't be able to act with impunity anymore?
I hope so, and I think this will help. I hope really so. And I think so because I think with the social media, with camera everywhere, it's almost impossible now to do something as, audacious as what they did and get away from the public, attention. This is the day of social media. It's very difficult for them to do what they've been able to do, 20 years ago.
As you said, the most telling thing in this case will be to see what kind of punishment, if they do get any at all. Thank you very much. Bambang Harimurti speaking to us from Jakarta. Thank you.